guys, so today I am down in my living room because I'm doing my auction haul. So this is going to be the stuff that Eric and I won from my last video where I showed the footage of the auction. So before I get into what we purchased, I just wanted to talk a little bit. I did it again. You guys know when you saw my footage video at the end, I had bid on something that I did not mean to. Things change a lot at the auction where if time is kind of going and there's still a lot left to be auctioned off, they'll switch things around and some things they'll put together that maybe weren't together before and that type of thing. So what I thought was a flat that I wanted to bid on, because I noticed some things that were on top of it, ended up not being the flat that I wanted. So I did end up with some things that I didn't really intend to purchase again, but we're just kind of rolling with the punches and dealing with it. So we'll see if any of that stuff sells. But yeah, as far as this auction goes, I think I did have some questions about it where people were asking if you were allowed to bid on stuff before the auction. And with this auction, you can. They allow you to come the day before, kind of as like a preview, so you can get an idea of what they are going to be auctioning off. And then if you can't be there, you can put bids in on stuff. So obviously like your max bid, you know, that way you don't have to be there if you have, you know, other plans and stuff like that. But obviously it's only up to your max bid, and if you really wanted it and wanted to bid just slightly more, you know, it only goes by whatever your max bid was. Okay.
Because sometimes seeing things in person is a little better.
Can't be. Hopefully the lighting and everything is okay. I'm like I have like my ring light on and I'm up against like a brown wall. But as far as our complete total, we spent $230.53. So with auctions, I definitely feel like you have to pay up because things just go for a lot more than you know, what you'd find stuff at potentially thrift stores and yard sales and stuff like that. But you're also finding some really awesome, unique pieces as well. So, and that includes buyer's premium. I think this auction does a 10%, I think, buyer's premium. So I'm just gonna go through everything and I'll let you guys know what I paid for it and what I currently have it listed for and all of that good stuff. So the first thing, I'll start with this guy right here. So I won this horse on a nest. I just love these things, and I love when they're something different than your typical hen, like the hens on the nest. All right, so this here I won at a bid of $15, and I currently have it up on auction for $39.99. So this is by a company called Summit Art Glass, and it is a brown like slag glass. And Summit Art Glass, their marking is a V in a circle. You can see that down there. And then it's also, I don't know if you'll be able to see it inside of there, but it's also inside of there. So yeah, I just thought this was really cute and unique. They had some other animals on nests. They had some hens and they also had some ducks. I was really interested in the ducks as well, but everything's auctioned slightly different. With these, it was choice. So they weren't doing each one separately. So that creates a problem when you're bidding on it and someone wins the high bid and they can pick choice. So they could potentially pick the one you want, or they may just take all of them at that price. So if they won their bid at $15 at choice, they could pay $15 for each piece at that price if they wanted it. So I didn't win at first bid, but the lady wanted one of the hens. So had they been doing it separately, I might have been able to get this for cheaper than the $15, but you just never know which one someone is, you know, got their eyes on. So I thought that was still a good price at 15 because it was unique. I had never seen a horse one, so I grabbed that. All right, so let's go to the tray of stuff that I not the one not the one that I bid on accidentally, but the one that I originally wanted. So as I was saying, during this auction, as time was going, they kind of switched things around where they were taking stuff from one area and taking it over to the other side of the room, and then they were using another auctioneer to auction off that stuff to just make it go quicker. So Eric went over there while I stayed over at the other area, and he was able to win a couple of things off the table. And again, it was by choice, but they kind of lotted a bunch of stuff together. So I ended up walking away with stuff at a really good price. So one of the first things he won at choice, it was he won at $6. So it was like a flat of stuff for just $6. And one of the things that was on the flat that I was trying to bid on was this little Limoges trinket box. This is really pretty. It's kind of like a woman's bust, and she's got a necklace on and this pretty purple dress with gold hearts. And you can see it is marked Limoges. So that is what I wanted originally. And this here I have listed on auction with a starting price of $35.99, and that currently does have a bid and quite a few watchers. So right there, I already made my money back off of that flat. So that's great. And then there was some other stuff with that flat, and I will share with you what those pieces are as well. There were two of these like little decorative shoes. These are by a company called Just the Right Shoe. So it's basically just these little miniature decorative shoes. So there was this one here, which is kind of like a bridal shoe is how I would kind of describe that one. And then this one is a men's like golf shoe. So I listed these two together for a buy it now for $12.99. So I didn't necessarily want these. I only wanted that Limoges trinket box, but you know, we're still gonna try and sell the stuff that I ended up with. So those were in there. There was also this thing here. It was in a wooden box like this, and it's just a heavy, long piece here. It's got a tiger on one side and a dragon on the other, and it's just like a heavy kind of paperweight is what I would describe it as, or just like decoration for like on a desk or something like that, but I'm pretty sure that it's a paperweight. And this here I have listed for, I'm pretty sure I have this on auction with a starting price of $19.99, just because I didn't see any like it currently listed. And then it comes with, you know, its little wooden box. So even though I didn't intend on buying this stuff, it's still really nice stuff. Then another item that I didn't intend on buying, it just came with the rest of the stuff that Eric won for the $6 price, was this little lacquered jewelry box. It's got a peacock print on and what looks like a mother of pearl type look to it. So it's just made of lacquer and looks like that. So it's really nice. does have some scratchy marks there on the bottom from sitting it somewhere. But this here I have listed for $19.99, and that is currently on auction. So this next guy was something that I paid the most money for, and that is this really heavy glass cockatoo. This color combination seems to sell really high. I don't know if it's because it's a more harder to find color combination, but it is like this really pretty rose color with the gold shimmer. It's absolutely beautiful cockatoo, like Murano style glass. And this here I won at a bid of $80. So as I stated, it's definitely the most expensive thing I purchased, but these were selling super high. And again, I think it's because of the color combination. So I do have this currently listed on auction with a starting price of $139.99. So it does have a watcher, but I feel like it's something that if it doesn't sell on auction, I'll have to relist as a buy it now price. So again, I'm trying to make my money back on this one as well as a profit. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that was definitely the most expensive purchase. All right, so we're going to go back to, I told you guys that Eric had won a kind of just lot of stuff that they put together to just try to like get it out. He also won another set of items for just $6. So I'm gonna show you what was in that lot. So this was something that was on my radar and that I wanted. And it's just this horse. It comes with a wooden base. I don't know if that was original to the horse, but it seems to fit pretty good. And he's made of ceramic. Just this really nice horse. They call this a war horse from the Tang Dynasty. And this horse here I have this listed as $49.99, and that is on auction. So again, some of these seemed to be selling on the high side, but that's the great thing about eBay is you just never know. You never know what stuff is going to end up selling for or how long it's going to take to sell. Also in that box was this doll here, and she's really cute. They call this kind of doll a stockinette. It's got this like really soft feel to it, almost like it's made out of a stocking. I don't know if it was or not, but this kind of looks like a bit of like a touristy piece that someone might have purchased when they traveled overseas. So this girl here I have listed for $25.99, and that is a buy it now. I did see someone else have one that looked pretty much just like her, and they had theirs listed slightly higher than that. So I went with that price. And then there was another doll, and I was also interested in this doll, and he ended up winning it in that random box of stuff that they put it with. And this here's a porcelain doll. She's really, really pretty. She's got this like boho kind of look to her. She's on a wooden base. This is by a company called eBay. And she's based off of, well, she was made in Greece, and apparently there is a museum in Greece where they have displays of like all of the like the costumes and like the clothes you know, that they wore in Greece. And her whole entire costume was designed based off of a costume that is on display at the museum. So I thought that was kind of cool. That's one thing that I really love about purchasing stuff at the auction is researching everything before I list it. So her I have listed on auction with a starting price of $39.99. I did see this same doll sell on, I feel like it was Etsy, for $50. So mine is cheaper than that. So we'll see if she sells, but it did see, when I looked at this, looked at listings, there were lots of other ones with like different costumes. All right, this next item I won at a price of $17.50, and I have it on auction with a starting price of $59.99. So this is this really nice, it's on a wooden base, and these are jade elephants, and then there are these plants there as well. So the elephants have a nice heft to them. There was a repair back here at the base of these trees, but I thought this was so pretty, and I just loved those elephants. So those came in a box. This is the box that they were in, and it does say jade elephants on the front, fragile, and then I guess this is the maker of it there on the top. So again, this is something that they probably purchased while they were on vacation, you know, probably a while back type of thing. Okay, so the next stuff that I'm gonna show you was on a flat of stuff, and it was mainly, and you guys probably saw this in the footage, it was like a tray filled with old ceramic Japan or made in occupied Japan ceramic pieces, and I won that flat for a price of just $6. So $6 for the flat of the Japan ceramics, and there was one piece off that entire flat that was the only thing I was interested in, but obviously I won the whole thing, and I'm so surprised this went under the radar. But there was also another Limoges trinket box, and it looks like this. So this one's kind of shaped like a cabinet, and then inside there is some teacups and saucers, books, a trophy, and two little wrapped presents. So absolutely gorgeous little Limoges trinket boxes. When I went to an auction, I feel like it was last month, there was a bunch of Limoges trinket boxes at an auction, and they were selling so high. So it just goes to show you, like, it just depends what people are looking for and that kind of thing. So I was lucky enough that they were auctioning this off on a tray of some other stuff, and I thought that I was gonna have to pay up more for it because it was on a tray with all the little Japan ceramic figures. But $6 for the whole tray. Just wanted this trinket box. I have this trinket box listed for $59.99, and that is on auction. It already has a bid, and I think it has over 10 watchers currently. I figured this one might be something a little special. I'm fine if I only get $59.99 for it, but I definitely feel like when I tried searching for this one, I couldn't find anything quite like it. So I'm hoping you know, people will really want it to add to their collections. So both the Limoges trinket boxes have bids, so that's awesome. So I'm gonna share with you the other pieces from that tray that I have listed. This one here I listed separately. It is a made in occupied Japan, and it's just this little girl, and she's holding a Cupid doll. And then this dog down here is actually called Cupid Doodle, which I guess is the Cupid's dog. So I thought that was really cute. I had seen her sell, there was a sold auction that sold for $13. So there are none currently listed aside from mine. So I did end up listing mine for $12.99 buy it now. So ever so slightly cheaper than the other one. I also listed these two separately because I thought these were really cute because you can sit them on a shelf. They're like shelf sitters, but these are also marked Occupied Japan on them. They're just like little colonial style people. So again, I listed these for $12.99. Buy it now. Same with the next set that I'm showing you. These are all birds. So it was a set of 3. These are just marked Japan. They're not marked occupied Japan, but I have them listed together as a lot. There's these yellow birds, there's these blue ones, and then these guys right here. So $12.99, buy it now for those. I also listed these separately, and these are also just marked made in Japan, and then they have Pioneer Modesco, I think is the name on the bottom of those. These ones did have some damage to them, but they're these really cute, like Victorian looking shoes. So again, $12.99, buy it now. The one is missing a foot and the other one has a bit of a broken arm here. So as I was listing these, I started getting tired of listing them in lots separately. So then I just lotted up the rest of them as an auction with a starting price of $19.99. So I'll quickly go over what was left. Not everything was marked. This one didn't have a marking, this little girl in a basket. But her and then the rest of what I'm showing you is all together in a lot for $19.99. So there's these 2 here. This one is marked Occupied Japan, but this one just says Made in Japan. Some of them say that and some of them don't. This was like a little vase. This also had an issue. Like the top of his nose was broken off. There was a little picture, and then this little guy here. So it's a lot of stuff that was left. We got these 2. Click that. This man and lady, this one on a chair. Got this one, and then the last one was this one. So all of those I just put as an auction with a starting price of $19.99. These 2 shoes here I also listed together as a lot for a buy it now of $12.99. These also came with one of the boxes that Eric had purchased for $6. So I thought those were cute. So I did put those separately before I got tired of trying to like lot stuff up together. Okay, I do have some really big things to show, and I'll try to show them as well as I can, but I'm probably gonna post up a picture of them. But let's talk about, before we get to that, what I ended up bidding on that I didn't mean to. I don't have everything here in front of me. It was a tray of jewelry holders. I mean, they're really cute and adorable. If I had like a flea market booth where I sold jewelry, these would just come in perfectly handy. So I'll just go over them quickly. These are the ones that I have listed currently. The first one is this pink wired one here, and it just has these like dangly bits on it. So this one here, well, first I'll tell you what I paid. What did I pay? What did I pay for them? For the jewelry, I'm pretty sure I paid $15 for the tray. So this guy here I have listed for $12.99. There was also this one on there. This one kind of gives me a little bit of like a bridal feel to it. It's very pretty. Lots of different hangers there. This one here I have listed for $15.99, and that is a buy it now price. And then I thought this one was really cool because it has like this super like rustic kind of look to it. Like if I did sell at a flea market, like this would be awesome to display earrings on, like with the fish hook backs. But it's just got like, it's a like a mannequin form basically, And this one here I have listed for $19.99 buy it now. So like I said, there was more of these jewelry holders on the tray, but I didn't list all of them. There were, I think, 2 other of this like rustic looking style, pretty much the same exact one. And then there was also a really big purple wired one, which I do plan on listing, but I gotta find a box for it because it's like really tall compared to those other ones. All right, so let's get on to some bigger items. The first thing was I wanted a blanket, and they threw another blanket with it, which I did not want. And that's another thing that kind of like throws you off at the auction, where they'll like put something with something else, and then it's like, if that was something that someone else wanted, then now you're potentially bidding against someone who might not have bid on it to begin with because they didn't want what you wanted, kind of thing. So, but regardless, I only won the blanket that I wanted for $1. I couldn't believe it. Like, sometimes things like that happen when you're at the auction, where like things just go for like pretty much next to nothing. So I'll show you my freebie item. So pretty much I paid 50 cents for the blanket. So this here is just like an Afghan. It's green and yellow. Again, that's not the blanket that I wanted, but I do have this listed for $19.99, and that's a buy it now. So this is the blanket that I wanted, and I will post up a picture so you can see it better, but this blanket is really awesome. It's what they call a carriage blanket or sleigh blanket. So it's just this really nice, soft, heavy lap blanket that you would put over your legs, like if you were on like one of the carriages or old time sleighs and that type of thing. It's by a company called Chase, and it feels like horsehair. Like, that's what I think it's made out of. So pretty much I paid 50 cents for this blanket, and some of them sell really, really well. I have mine listed for $99.99. It's really pretty colors and just absolutely like a gorgeous vintage blanket. So we'll see how that goes. All right, the next 2 items are going to be really hard. I think I'm not even going to attempt the one because it's a rug and it's really big. But I did bid on a rug that I won, and it had a tiger on it, and you'll see, I'll post up the picture. I won that rug for $45, but again, it was selling for really high prices. So I currently have that listed for $199.99. So we'll see if I like scored really well with this stuff once it sells, if it sells, type of thing. The last item that I won, and again, this was something I couldn't believe sold for what it did. I do have this kind of apart right now. So this is by a company called Bijan, B-I-J-A-N, and this is just a wall hanging, like sculpture, and there are birds that go on each of these pieces here. And I took this all apart. I'll show you a picture of what it looks like together, but I took it all apart because I am in the middle of listing it. But these are what the birds look like. And like I said, they go on all of those pieces. So it's really pretty when they're all on there. So this wall hanging, I won at a price of $12.50. And those sell really high as well. I don't have it currently listed. I'm in the process of, I need to find the box that I'm going to put it in and get that all measured out before I post it. I made up the draft of my auction, but I just haven't posted it yet. But I do plan on listing that for around $200-ish. Like I said, they were selling really, really well. That's definitely like an awesome kind of like mid-century modern type look to it. So again, something that may take a little while to sell, but I think will probably still sell for around my asking price. Hopefully. But that is everything for this auction haul. So super exciting. 2 things already have bid, so that's great in my opinion. Getting close to at least making my money back, right? And then all the rest just has to sell. But yeah, I do have another auction footage coming, as well as another auction haul, and I just went out yard sailing today, so you'll probably see that before the next auction footage. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. You'll have to let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you next time.